Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's GentooMan here, also known as Rainy, and today's story time is a pretty disgusting one, to be honest. Now, I'm not going to waste anybody's time. I'm just going to hop right into the story, and the story time takes place a couple months ago now, maybe a month ago. I don't really remember. Point is, we all know I used to work a retail job. I no longer work there, but a couple months or a little bit before I left, we had one last hiring group, and we hired just a couple more people. And one of the people we hired was this girl, and we'll call her, for the sake of the story time, we'll call her Cheryl. Now, Cheryl was actually kind of a cool person, like we'd hang out during work sometimes, and, she was actually pretty nice. We'd hang out. She'd be like kind of the work friend, she was like one of the fun people to work with. So one day me and Cheryl are working, we're like towards the front of the store, working together, just kind of folding some clothes, regular stuff. And we notice one of the mannequins is missing its hand, right? So it's completely intact except for the one hand is missing. And so I pointed out to her, I'm like, hey, this mannequin's missing its hand. She's like, oh, that's weird. Like, where do you think it went? I'm like, I don't know. Like, do you think someone took it? Do you think it's like somewhere around here? And we kind of look around, but we don't see it anywhere. And so we kind of come to the conclusion, like someone probably took it. Like, we're working in a mall. Like, it's entirely possible that somebody came through and just, took the hand. Maybe it fell off and somebody took it off the ground. Like, we didn't really know, but we weren't putting that past someone. So that's what we went with. One of my managers, however, was like not taking to this story at all. Like, she was hell bent. She spent like a solid 4 hours looking around the store, the stock room, everywhere, just looking for this mannequin hand. But she couldn't find it. No one ended up finding it. So we kind of just decided, like, it's probably just someone took it. Like, that's probably where it went. That seems logical. It's probably not here anymore. And so it sort of becomes like a running joke for me and Cheryl, right? Like, we kind of just keep talking about this hand and, like, really just dumb jokes about where the hand could be. And it becomes like a running joke between us, right? Like, for a couple days. And then a couple days later, one of my other managers, like the nice one who I actually really like, she was back from being off for a couple of days, and she and I are closing together, and it's just the two of us. And, I start making jokes. I start making jokes about the hand, like I tell her about the whole scenario and stuff like that. And she starts asking me about it. She's like, hey, so like you said, Cheryl was part of this story, right? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, okay. It's probably the same hand then. And obviously I'm rather intrigued by that. I'm like, what do you mean the same hand? She's like, oh, you don't know, do you? I'm like, no. She's like, okay, fair enough. I haven't really told anyone. I've only told one person. And so obviously I'm intrigued, and I ask her, like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? She's like, okay, long story short, Cheryl took the hand. And I'm like, okay, cool. But I gotta admit, I kind of want the long version. And she kind of just sighs, and she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, like, just tell me, like, what's going on with this whole hand thing? And so she tells me, and, I'm going to describe this as best I can without, like, saying it. But basically what happened is my manager had gone to go to the bathroom one night when she was closing with just Cheryl. And she opened the bathroom door, which was not locked, and walked into Cheryl doing things to herself, but with this mannequin hand. So yeah, that was probably a traumatizing sight, and it's also making me realize this is the, like, what is it, like 14th story in a row now that involves a bathroom. My bad, guys. And so I say to my manager, I'm like, there's no way, like, you're fucking with me, like, there's no way this actually happened. And she just looks at me, she's like, no, like, I'm serious, like, that's actually what happened, like, I walked into that, and nobody has seen the hand since then. So I'm just kind of like in disbelief. I'm like, no fucking way. Like, that's weird. Why would someone do that? And she's like, I don't know, man, but like that's what I saw. That's what I walked into, and we kind of just haven't mentioned it, but nobody's seen the hand since then. And I'm like, all right, that's a little weird, but we kind of just drop it. We close the store and we leave for the night. And the next day, I come in for work, and I'm working with Cheryl. And Cheryl starts like making her usual jokes about the hand and its whereabouts, as we do. And I kind of just say, like, hey, yeah, like, I heard from this manager that she might know where it is. And Cheryl kind of just stops and looks at me. She's like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, like, she wouldn't tell me where, but she told me that she might have an idea as to where the hand is, but, like, she wouldn't tell me where, so I hope we get to find out. And she just kind of gives me an awkward, yeah, me too, and kind of like walks away to go do something else, which was kind of out of character for her because she kind of liked to like hang out with me during work and like talk and just hang out, you know. So it was a little strange. So she's kind of distant for like the next hour or two of the shift, but then she kind of came around after a while and we were just like talking and joking around like we used to. And, you know, nothing too crazy was going on. And eventually we both got out of there like early evening. We didn't have to close. So I just, you know, put my stuff on and like I didn't put my coat on very well. I never do. I like left it unzipped and like hanging down and stuff like that. And I waited for my mom to show up to pick me up, drive me home. You know, nothing too crazy. But the crazy part comes when I get home. So when I get home, I like take my coat off, which as I said is barely on, and I drop it on my bedroom floor when I get up there. But then I hear this loud clunking noise as I drop it on my floor, which obviously is not normal to be dropping a coat on the floor and hearing that. So, logically, I investigate that, and I shit you not, there's like the mannequin hand. There it is, just in my inside pocket of my coat. There it is, and I drop it immediately on my floor. Clunking sound ensues. But there it is. After all this, after we bring up one little, like, ounce of an idea that I might know what happened with the hand, there it is in my fucking coat. That's where she put it, I guess, after hiding the hand for so long. And I still have this fucking hand. Like, I don't even work there anymore, and I just have this hand. It's kind of just chilling under my bed. Like, if you guys want to see it, let me know. I can show it in a video. I can show it on a stream. I don't know. I'll show it somewhere. But I do have it. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's story time. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe if you're new. You all know the drill. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.